Hey guys, what's going on? It's Warpath 2 or Adam, bring you another Black Ops 2 gameplay. As I promised, you're going to see a lot of this game. It's going to continue to go from here because I've already put up like, 3 videos this week about Black Ops 2. So I'm excited. I hope you're excited. Let's dig into the commentary a little bit. A couple notes about the gameplay actually before we get started. This is Raid, which is hands down so far my very favorite map in the game. All the other maps are okay, but this kind of seems like the classic balanced Call of Duty map. So I hope you guys get a chance to play this. I hope you enjoy it. This is a domination game. I had a lot of fun. It's been a while since I played Dom, and this was the first time I've really enjoyed it since the new Call of Duty's been out. Alright, so what I want to talk about today, guys, is the best SMG. So there's going to be a lot of talk on this because it seems like everybody's already using SMGs. I've seen a ton of MP7s. I've seen a ton of Vectors. Haven't seen a lot of Chi-Coms. But I want to talk about what really, to me, is the best of the lot. I'm just going to go ahead and let you know right now, as you saw in the thumbnail, it's the PDW-57. There's no other SMG that is better, in my opinion, in this game. So many of the other SMGs have a good key point here, a good key point there, but there's nothing that compares to the PDW in overall performance. So let me go through a few numbers with you really quickly here. These are out of 20, and I'll kind of sum up everything after I give out the numbers. And then we'll go from there. So the first one up is the fire rate. It's a 13. The damage is a 10. The range is a 7. And the accuracy is a 12. Now, comparing this to, say, the MP7. The MP7 has a slightly higher damage and a slightly higher range. But the fire rate is, well, the fire rate's consistent. I think it's the accuracy that goes down just a little bit. So among the SMGs, it's a very balanced option. I really enjoy it quite a bit, and I think these stats don't do it justice. So I want to cover a couple of other things really quickly here because this is where it's really good. So the ammo capacity total for the gun, it looks like it's 200. That's without any kind of extra scavenger packs or anything like that. It's just you start with 200 rounds. Now, it may seem like a lot, but your clip size is 50. 50 bullets in your clip. I did not mistake my words. It is that huge. Now, if you're having a good connection game, and if you're just laying into people, all your shots are on, you can easily get 6 kills with a single clip, which is insane. So potentially, that's 24 kills in a single gun, which is insane. Honestly, you could probably get better than that if you're more accurate, because it is around 8 kills per clip or so that you could get if every bullet hit perfectly. But that's just unrealistic in a lot of cases. Alright, so let's get into the meat and potatoes of what this commentary really is about, and that's going to be suggested classes. I put a lot of thought into this, thinking of 3 different types of classes that could work for this weapon. So I've got your standard, your balanced, and your rush classes. Now these are also going to kind of run the gamut from beginning to advanced players. So when I go through some of this, it may not apply to you, but one of these classes will work for you. So let's start with the standard, or the basic class setup. This is the most familiar to a lot of Call of Duty players and how it's set up. So I suggest going with the PDW, obviously, and then the long barrel attachment and the foregrip. So the long barrel is really going to give you an advantage in range and damage. It ups both of those. I think it's range by 2, damage by 1, which isn't a lot, but it feels more powerful in that aspect. And with the foregrip, you're actually adding more accuracy, so that's less recoil when you're firing the weapon at longer ranges. So it actually increases what you're kind of looking out to do here. Puts it more similar to an MP7 in that right. With this, the secondary I suggest is the FHJ-18AA. This is a lock-on, vehicle lock-on only launcher that's really good, really easy to lock on. It's a very good option, specifically if you're just starting out, because each one of those UAVs you take down, or counter UAVs, is going to give you 75 points, which is huge. That's going to be a good stepping stone towards your streaks. Now with this class, I suggest for the perk setup, you use lightweight, which is going to give you increased speed, cold-blooded, which is going to keep you off any millimeter scanners, any kind of sensor grenades or anything like that. Something that's an attachment or a grenade that's going to show you on the radar. It's going to stop that from happening. And then of course extreme conditioning. Simply because you get longer sprint, which is going to give you an advantage over somebody who has to continually kind of keep pressing it down. As a lethal, I suggest choosing the Bouncing Betty. When you're rushing around the map, it's extremely easy to get kills with Bouncing Betty. You can either use it to close a door behind you and set up a better position for yourself, or you can set it on an objective, and people rarely look at it, so it's hilarious that they get killed so often. I also suggest using 2 shock charges. Shock charges are kind of late in your level progression. I think they're like level 21 or something like that. And they're very useful. I use them personally a lot, and especially when I'm playing Capture the Flag, to shut the left and right entrances into the flag area off, because that way I know somebody's coming on either one. Very powerful tool for that. Let's move on to the intermediate class, or the balance class. This is going to give you something similar to what you're used to and add a couple of variables in there as well. So obviously I'm still going to say PDW, long barrel, and foregrip. Both of those options are very good for this gun, so I'm not going to change those throughout the rest of these class setups. I do suggest going perk greed 1 though. That way you can add on top of lightweight, which is also not going to change, hardline. Now the reason I suggest hardline with this class, I run pretty low kill streaks because I like to annoy people sometimes. It's UAV, counter UAV, and Guardian. The UAV is good, but it gets shot down quite a bit, so I need those as quickly as possible, and same with the counters. And the Guardian is that's a beast. The Guardian will really shut off different directions. I've had as many as 2 out at once, and it really does work, so I definitely suggest that. But with hardline on this class, with those set up, or with any low streak setup, you're going to cycle through that possibly 2 to 3 times before you die, or before the round's over, things like that. It goes very quickly. So I definitely suggest doing that. Now, I still suggest cold-blooded for the same reason. You're going to avoid getting on any millimeter scanners or the tactical grenades or anything like that. And of course, extreme conditioning for the same reason. It's still a very, very good perk for what you need here. I still suggest the Bouncing Betty and 1 shock charge versus 2, because you have to give something up for perk greed. So let's get on to the final class I really like here. This is my rush class. This is one I just discovered today, and I'm in love with the way this functions. The gun functions amazing in this aspect. So of course it's PDW plus long barrel and foregrip, but then I took primary gunfighter as a wild card, and I added on a laser sight. So what this really did is it increased accuracy while firing at the hip, but it also seemed to have a small effect on looking down sights. So when I fire down sights with it, it's almost like I am, for lack of a better term or comparison, shooting the ACR from Modern Warfare 3. It really is a laser rifle. You don't need any kind of other adjustments at that point. And also, hip fire has gotten way more accurate. It's way easier to kill people that way, so that's a really good option. I still rock lightweight and hardline with perk greed 1. I decided, because I needed primary gunfighter and the extra attachment, I took off the secondary perk. So no more cold-blooded, because I'm going to be running around like crazy anyways. And then of course still extreme conditioning, because you're always going to want that on this class. It's meant to rush. I still take the Bouncing Betty for the same reasons I've mentioned. It's an excellent tool to kill people and defend, and even shut doors when you need to. Alright guys, so I hope you learned a little something from my video here. I hope this was informative enough for you guys to go out and pick up the gun and use some of the classes I've given you, or even experiment on your own. I honestly would love to see some of the classes you guys come up with. So if you come up with something awesome, leave a comment in the section below, or maybe even post like a video response. That would be cool, so we can all see what you did. I think this is going to end up being, at the end of the game cycle, one of the better games, as long as they don't nerf it or do something stupid like that. Because as of right now, I feel like it's perfectly balanced. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you didn't, or if you have anything else you want to add to this, leave it in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff that makes me all warm and fuzzy inside. And also comment the word 48 hours to win a 48-hour Xbox Live Gold Pass. Really did not pay for this. It just came with my game, and I don't need it. And I'm sure somebody will always want something for free, or if somebody doesn't have Xbox Live and just wants to try it out, that's cool with me too. So just comment 48 hours. I'll pick one person at random, and they'll get the pass. I hope you guys truly have a great day and a great rest of your weekend. Take it easy, everyone.